triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold. My agent just said we made 100 flat. Make it back and make it stack, this like no Steven Jack. Put my rings up in the camera like I needed that. Up in the air and at the rim is where I meet them at.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another edition of I'm Not Gonna Hold You. As usual, I'm your host, Scott Lewis. Of course, you know to follow me on all social media platforms at Barberchair Scott. Got my co-host with me, the one and only JR Bang. You can follow him at JR Bang on all social media platforms as well. Please, while you're at it, subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/Barberchair Network. The link is in the description box, and the QR code is right here on the screen. You can subscribe to any different tier that you want. The Summer Sessions tier. I know we haven't done an episode in a while. That is my fault. Tuesday's been OC, so we're going to try to do one very soon. But Hold You tier, 79th and Hallis tier, updated both this week. And if you want the full thing, there's a $10 Barberchair All Access feed. So do all that. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, Scott's World of Sports. Link is in the description box. And the QR code is on the screen. A lot of stuff on there. NBA talk, NFL talk, Chicago Bears talk, soccer talk. Everything you need is right over there on Scott's World of Sports. So please press subscribe. Like, leave a comment, share. Tell everybody to watch the show. We got a nice show on deck for y'all. Bang, how you feeling?
Feeling good. Happy birthday to the wife, say. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to your wife.
You know what I'm saying? She turned 40 today. You know what I'm saying?
Always
Knees
great
ain't
to
the
hear.
same. No, but you can't drop it low like you used to. You can? A word? Black love. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Black Love.
Shout out to Black love.
It is May 1st. I don't know about you, but this year is flying. Like, I feel like New Year's Day was yesterday. And not only is it May, if you look at the first week to 10 days of May in Chicago, it is freezing. Okay, I have my heat on high right now because I get cold easily. I see 172-degree day in the next 10 days. That is not good. But anyway, we got a lot to talk about today on the show. Of course, we're going to talk about some NBA playoffs. We'll talk about the Knicks dusting off the Atlanta Hawks last night, the Minnesota Timberwolves advancing to the second round, beating the Denver Nuggets for the second time in 3 years. They will be taking on Wemby and the San Antonio Spurs. We'll talk about the 3 Game 6s tonight and figure out just how many Game 7s will we have this weekend. We already got one going on tomorrow night in Boston between the Celtics and the 76ers. Could LeBron and the Lakers be hosting one? Could it be one in Cleveland with the Cavs and the Raptors? We will see. And of course, also we'll talk about the Bears draft. I've given my opinion on that multiple times this week. I will give it again. For those of you who didn't see the video I posted on my YouTube channel or the latest episode of 79th and Hallis, which is on Patreon right now. We'll talk about that. And, yeah, man, it should be a good show. We'll talk about trust level and Ben Johnson. But we're going to start in our first segment today, which is called I'm Not Gonna Hold You, where, we like to do random conversations. We're going to start off with this first one that has been ruling the interwebs lately. That is the breakup of one Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion. We've been talking too much about relationships on this show
the
last month. I do not like it, but unfortunately, these are hot topics that involve sports figures. So we have to talk about that. Um, my question, I asked this very sarcastically: is Klay Thompson even famous? That's the question I want to ask to people. Is Klay Thompson even famous? And I ask that question because we're seeing a lot of obtuse conversation about who's more popular between
You were
Megan Thee
saying what type
Stallion.
of conversation?
Obtuse.
Oh, okay. That's what we doing today.
Yes,
We
yes.
you we we
We
using
use we're using them words.
we using
Obtuse.
new words today.
Now, I'm just going off the little things I've seen on Instagram. Thank God in heaven that I do not look at my main timeline on Twitter. When I do log on, I look at my Twitter list. That's all I look at. I haven't seen my main timeline in about a month and a half. So I don't know about the gender wars that have probably been going on for the last week. So I'm glad I've missed that.
It's been a
So
kerfuffle.
yeah, and I
And
saw Ryan Clark talking in his Oprah voice, and I just kept scrolling on my Instagram. I was like, I don't even want to hear this take yet. But I asked this sarcastic question because we've got men who expect women to know every basketball player, and then we got women who think that Megan Thee Stallion is fucking Nicki Minaj. Okay, and that she's just this rap global superstar. Both people are very out of their minds. So when I asked that sarcastic question, how famous is Klay Thompson? When you have people, well, I don't want to put the young lady on blast. I don't even know her name, but I seen the video. I don't know if it was on a Shade Room or something, but I know it got reposted on Tony Baker's page. And she was like, "Oh, Megan made him famous. You know, social currency is currency." I'm like, see, this is why we don't listen to Black Brits. Y'all only got one sport out there. So I can't shame you for not knowing about other sports. All y'all watching soccer out there, as much as I love that sport, the European mind cannot comprehend watching four sports at one time. They just can't comprehend that. So, of course, you don't know who Klay Thompson is. But at the same time, I do understand women who didn't know who Klay Thompson was before Megan Thee Stallion started dating him. I do think the fascination with Megan is very interesting. I'm not going to go into full summer sessions detail that I would like to on this program. But what I will say is very interesting to me because it's not like she's like a Nicki Minaj or a Little Kim or even Cardi B. As far as we're just talking about dropping massive records, if we just talking about from that perspective, I think a lot of the I don't want to call it hype. I'm trying to put this in the most respectful way. Most love that she gets, I think, is from extracurricular activity and not anything to do with the music. Which I think is a lot of artists like that. I think Sweetie's the same way. Can you name a Sweetie song? Somebody put a gun in your head. Name a Sweetie song. You can't name it. Exactly. You be dead. Pow. It's over. You don't even got time to think. And that's no disrespect to these people. I'm just saying it could be the same way. The same way you don't know that Klay Thompson is a three-time. Oh shit.
4 times. 4 times.
Four-time NBA champion.
Don't see
My thing is gone. I'm gonna let you go. I'm having technical
Klay
difficulties.
Thompson already had to tell somebody, yo, I'm a 4 time. Okay, let me phone a friend. Miriam, do you know who Klay Thompson is? Who is Klay Thompson? He's a basketball player. Klay Thompson plays for what team? Well, played for what team? Jeez, my wife is trying to remember what team he used to play on. They were based in California. Um, Golden State. There we go. So, I had to phone a friend just to ask. My wife likes basketball. She know who Steph Curry is. She know who Klay Thompson is. I don't expect every woman in the world, however, to know who that is. See, it's funny because me and my wife was having a conversation, brief part of this conversation earlier in the day about black famous people. So Frankie Beverly came up, and Frankie Beverly might be the most famous black famous person in the world when it comes to black people. Like everybody that's a certain age and black knows who Frankie Beverly is. Now these little kids might not, but people my age, a little bit younger, all the OGs know who Frankie Beverly is. But white people don't know who Frankie Beverly is, right? So when it comes to this, basketball aficionados know who Klay Thompson is. But when you think about the big three for the Golden State Warriors, you first talk about Stephen Curry. And after that, for various reasons, you talk about Draymond Green. You might not necessarily talk about Klay Thompson, but we should talk about Klay Thompson, especially from a pop culture standpoint, because the roster that Klay Thompson has amassed while he's been in the NBA of the women he's dated is up there. So I am not shocked or surprised that a woman who's not an avid sports person don't know who Klay Thompson is, and their introduction to Klay Thompson is probably through Megan Thee Stallion. I can understand that. I could get that because he was third out of the Splash Brothers. Well, second out of the Splash Brothers and third in the Big Three. You didn't necessarily see him on huge commercials. You didn't necessarily see him in movies or anything like that. So I could get it and totally understand when somebody says, I don't know who Klay Thompson is, and I did not know him before Megan Thee Stallion. On the flip side, there's a lot of hardcore sports people who don't know who Megan Thee Stallion is. They might see a video and see somebody twerking and say, oh, that's who that was? I never knew her name. But there's a lot of people that's out there too. So multiple things could be right at the same time. But when then you look at the amount of accolades amassed, you got Klay Thompson that's a four-time NBA champion, a multiple-time All-Star. Even though he didn't make the NBA 75, he should have been one of the 75 greatest players of all time. He scored 60 points without dribbling the ball or like dribbling it three times. He's one of the greatest shooters of all time. All that tells me is even though you have all of those accolades, you are sports famous. You might not be casual fan famous, but you are sports famous. And people got to understand there's a difference between being sports famous and being casual famous.
I know there's some people probably out there calling me ashy because my computer unplugged and everything happened. But anyway, the point I was trying to make is these two are very similar more than they are not.
Yeah.
You have some people, like if you're just somebody who just don't really listen to music or anything like that, you probably don't know who she is. And I can understand how the average woman who doesn't watch sports don't know who the hell Klay Thompson is. I think we just got two parties both acting like it's a cardinal sin to not know the other or appreciate where they're at. The fact of the matter is this. I'm going to wrap it up with this because we're spending way too
Yeah,
much
because
time on
because
this shit.
because I don't want to be involved with this
Yeah,
type of women business.
yeah, exactly. The fact of the matter is this. Stop comparing yourself to celebrities. Okay, that's the point I really want to drive in. Who gives a shit that they broke up? I don't care. Okay, I don't care what a multimillionaire athlete did. I don't care what how it looked on Instagram. I don't know these people. Okay, I met Klay once. I don't know him. I've never met Meg. I don't care.
I
All right.
met Meg once. Nice
Okay,
girl.
you met Meg. I met Klay. I do not care. But since this involves an athlete, we got to talk about it. But that's all I had to say. That both parties are being obtuse for no reason, just having
Men
the
that
back and
using
forth
obtuse
gender,
in
like
these
you know what I'm saying,
conversations. What
like
are we
who
doing
cares,
here?
bro?
What are we doing here with this word of the day using
The
obtuse
word of the
conversation?
day is obtuse. I actually use that word a lot because if you're on social media, that's what people are.
I've
Like
never that is outside of school, I've never used the word obtuse.
this is good too. We need to normalize calling people losers again.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
need to say we need to normalize
bring
calling
shame
people
back.
losers. We need to bring shame back. We need to bring clowning back, equal
Yeah,
opportunity,
yeah. Most of
slurs.
most of you men will never date a woman like her, and mostly women will never date a millionaire like him. Let's wrap this shit up. All right,
Yeah,
let's
Clay's
move on.
high on the boat right now, ladies and gentlemen.
High on a boat,
He's high
enjoying his
on the boat.
money. Who cares, bro? Like, let's just keep moving. Anyway, I want to move on to the next topic we got on here, man. And it's the last thing I'm gonna say about this Rabel Rousini thing, but I gotta say, I'm kind of every week is just something funnier. It's like the gift that keeps on giving. She made a playlist for this dude when they were on a 4-game losing streak when he was with the Titans. Now here's a question I got. It really got nothing to do with Rousini. We're hearing these reports from Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, that he's been walking around the Patriots facility like a zombie. And he's really not been there. Obviously, he's going through a lot. My question is this. What are the chances you're putting in when week one start, he's not on the sideline for the Patriots? Because if you look about other coaches with things like this, they've usually gotten clipped. What's your opinion on do you think he'll still be here week
There's
one?
no chance that Mike Vrabel will not be the coach of the New England Patriots. There's not a chance that that this is going to happen. I'm gonna say this again, as I said last week. This is not a journalistic conversation anymore. This is a marital conversation. And if you're going through things with your mate, you're probably going to be walking around like a zombie. Like, damn, this is some wild shit. Especially with what he's being accused of, reportedly, allegedly, what he's being accused of. He is dealing with a situation where he's having huge marital problems. He also got kids, so his business is out there. He just he had the high of going to a Super Bowl, losing, but going to a Super Bowl and having a team who can very well go back. Young quarterback, young running back, some young corners. They had a decent draft. Um, People got high hopes for this team. You're running. You're on a high, and then this comes out. And at first, it seems like, I mean, when it's first presented, it is presented as Mike Vrabel and a woman. The Diana Rossini part, that actually took some of the weight off because she ended up being the story. But the more things come out, the more you like, this is not a journalistic conversation anymore. This is a family conversation. And he is going to be that until things get rectified. The question is it getting in the way of him being a head coach? That is the question. And until somebody says that is getting in the way of his planning, if that's getting in the way of his decision making, then that is when you start looking crazy. But yeah, he's probably gonna be he gonna be walking around there looking like a zombie, like somebody stole his cat until he get on the practice field and it's like, all right, guys, let's clap it up. Let's go ahead and get in formation and all of that stuff. Football players have an eerie way of being able to turn off the noise when they're on the field, and he's going to be able to do that. But when he gets off the field, and either he goes home to his wife, or he goes to the hotel and Boston that he's staying at while he gets over these things. Either way it go, this is a marital issue. This is not a journalistic issue. This is not affect the team issue. This is none of that. He is a man that is going through it right now with his wife, and any man that loves his wife, if there's anything that's going on, he's going to feel that. He needs to apologize. He needs to do all of the stuff he needs to do. And he needs to have you said obtuse. He needs to have a mea culpa when it comes to his wife about everything that has happened and anything that might come out. Because that's why he's looking like the zombie, because every time he thinks he has it under control, now they in a casino in Mississippi. They're in a bar in New York with a kiss. They got this and that and this and that. That's when you have that issue. So it's mea culpa time, fam. And once you do that and you have those conversations with your wife and Y'all do the necessary steps to work things out together. If she decides to stay with him, then you work it out like that, and hopefully they come out better on the opposite side of this. So yeah, this is no longer a sports story. This is not an entertainment story. This here is a family matter, and a family matter is not going to be the reason why he is. The family matter is not going to keep him from doing that unless he decides to say, "Hey, I need to take a week," and we are weeks away from that.
I'm gonna give the way shorter answer. I'm gonna put it at 25%. I'm monitoring the situation because I believe that Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter are saying this for some type of reason. That don't mean he's not gonna be there, but I'm monitoring it. I'm
Hey,
monitoring it very closely.
to to tackle that, I think if you're going in the direction that I think you're going, if that is the case, it is probably more likelier than not that forget if he's going to be there week 1, if he's going to be there all season.
Yeah.
Like this ain't going to be no I'm going to take 4 weeks off. No. You're in or you're out.
Oh
Don't
yeah, that's
mix
what I
it.
mean. I don't mean him taking a break. I mean like him stepping down or some shit like
Oh, you
that.
talking about it like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I ain't talking about like a
Oh,
season break or
oh,
nothing.
oh, if it's like that, okay, the way you phrase the question sound like that. Oh,
Oh, that's my
if
fault.
that's the case, it's 50-50.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Now we're
Okay,
talking.
there we go. No,
Now we're
to
talking.
make it a short answer, this is 50-50. Because when
Yeah.
it comes to family, it's a little bit different. You got daughters, you got a wife, you got family, you got all of those things. And sometimes because of why he found himself in this position, yo, you might got to step away from it.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. All right, we're gonna close up this segment with something I thought about the other day. In my hater bag, I was like, when the Lakers lost game 4 and 5, I was like, man, if LeBron becomes the first dude to blow a 0-3 lead, that's the final. That's the chef's kiss to my 23 years as a hater. And I don't even hate LeBron anymore. But I feel like that'd be the great swan song. Like I don't think it's gonna happen, but I was like, that would it kind of intrigues me a little bit. Like I add a little more to my slander box. So that made me want to ask the question: who is on your sports athlete hated the most Mount Rushmore? Now I have my four. Do you want me to go first, or you want to
Yeah,
go?
so I could get an idea of what
Okay.
this list looked like, and then I could
First
form it.
ballot. I do not like this man as a human being. Fuck sports. I just don't like him as a human being. Aaron Rodgers. He has the
Ah,
first
okay.
head on the
I see
Mount
where you're
Rushmore.
going. I got my list.
LeBron James is number two on that list. I'm putting LeBron James head right next to Aaron Rodgers. Number three is somebody who actually played for one of my teams. I'm putting Peanut Tillman at number three. I can't stand Peanut Tillman. He is one of the most overrated cornerbacks of all time. When Bears fans say he should be in the Hall of Fame, I'm like, do you watch football? They're like, oh, he invented peanut punch. He should be in there. Yeah, his jersey, like they should have a picture of him punching the ball out. You know how you have like a rookie. It's like, oh, this is the first time rookie has thrown 3 touchdowns in NFL history, some shit like that. And they take his jersey and they put it in the hallway of the Hall of Fame. Like, yeah, maybe you take a picture of him, peanut punch, first peanut punch, and then put his jersey in there. He should never have a Canton ceremony. If that's the case, we need to just redo the Hall of Fame. And then number four, who I am putting on this list, is also somebody who used to be. Actually, no, I'm gonna take that back. I was gonna put Chris Conte on it. No, Randall Cobb is on this list.
Oh wow, I
Randall
thought Chris
Cobb
Conti was gonna
is
be on the
number
list.
four because nobody outside of Aaron Rodgers has brought me more pain as a Chicago Bears fan. So that's my four. I actually have a longer list because I am a hater, but those are the four that I would put on the Mount Rushmore.
Aaron Rodgers is number one on my
Number one with a
hate
bullet.
list. He's number one with a bullet, followed by Brett Favre. I hate them both.
Okay.
Like I hate them both. Like those are two people that if I were to see them out and everybody's like, "Yo, look who that is. That's Aaron Rodgers. That is Brett Favre." I'd be like, "So?"
Like, man,
Like,
fuck dude.
fuck, dude. I wouldn't even ask for an autograph. Like, they'll walk up to me and shake that and ask, extend their hand out, and I wouldn't even shake their hand. I'll just be like, hey, how's it going? Um, Third on the list is Chris Conti. I hate dude. Sorry. Just like you hate Randall Cobb, I hate Chris Conti for a
Yeah, Chris
reason. But
Conti was gonna make it, but I didn't want to put two players who played on my team
oh yeah,
on the
nah, I
list.
feel you though. But Chris Conti's on mine. Number four, man. Number four, Hulk Hogan. I've always like, just so everybody
Okay.
knows,
Since day one, you've hated Hulk Hogan.
I understand now why I like Macho Man more than Hulk Hogan. And going back and doing a rewatch of WWF Superstars in 86, 87, 88, 89. Macho Man was on that joint every goddamn day. He's like the all-time leader in appearances on WWF Superstars. When he was champion and when he was not champion. Hulk Hogan had just come up there with the little interview with Brother Love or some shit like that. Like, but it was always Hulk Hogan. I hate Hulk Hogan to the point where if you listen to First Black Champ right behind me, right here on this network, I have a segment that everybody I had a segment that everybody knows that Hulk Hogan has been a heel since 1987. He has been a heel. He has been a heel since Andre the Giant, and even a little bit before that with Paul Orndorff. Real quickly, Paul Orndorff wanted to be this man's friend. Hulk Hogan was out here working out and kicking it while Paul Orndorff was getting his butt whooped. Then Paul Orndorff was like, I'm just going to go get Bobby the Brain Heenan as my manager. He didn't give Andre the Giant a title shot when he asked for it because he was like, yo, I'm you the homie. Give me a title shot. I'm undefeated for 15 years. Hulk Hogan was like, no, you the homie. I ain't about to do that. So now I got to go to Bobby the Brain Heenan. The only time in his history where Hulk Hogan has been the good guy is when he went against Sergeant Slaughter and he was representing America for the Iraqi War. Other than that, in my opinion, and because of reasons of him being a hater himself, Hulk Hogan has always been a heel, and it was revealed on January 7th, 1996, at Bash at the Beach, where he finally officially became a heel. So that is the four on my list: Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, Chris Conti, and Hulk Hogan. And matter of fact, it's Hulk Hogan slash Terry Bollea, because Terry Bollea was a racist.
Well, as Triple H says, I fired Terry Bollea, not Hulk Hogan.
Great documentary, though.
I'm not watching this shit.
Hey, great documentary. I ain't even a great documentary. But Hulk Hogan is on the list slash Terry Bollea.
All right, let's get into our regular rundown, man. So we are a week removed, well, about a week removed from the completion of the NFL draft. Chicago Bears class has been solidified. They've been introduced to Hallis Hall, the whole nine. So I think this week, what I've been saying on all of my platforms has been, I don't like it, but I am going to shut up until I see it on the field. I've been saying this since November, since they beat the Eagles with a makeshift linebacking core. The defense has to get better. I've been banging this drum for months now. So this is not just something I'm just saying now. People want to call me a doomer and I'm negative, which is funny because I'm a very optimistic sports fan, and that's why I get mad so much with my teams because I have that optimism. But I think this all comes down to, do you trust Ben Johnson's vision for this? Because it's very clearly Ben Johnson's vision. Now, I'm not going to be one of those people that when it's a good pick, it was Ben Johnson, and when it was a bad pick, it was Ryan Poles. I'm not going to do that to him. They are both in this together, but I definitely believe that Ben Johnson is the one driving the boat and telling Poles, this is the type of player I want. This is the vision I got for this team. This is how I wanted to go. And Poles just presses the button. Now, I do believe Poles gives us his input, but if Ben Johnson don't want somebody, they're not getting drafted, or they're not getting signed, or they're not getting traded for. And my brother said on 7 Night the Hallis that he does not trust Ben Johnson, and he damn sure don't trust Ryan Poles. He said, I'm not trusting a head coach who had one successful year. You got to do a little bit more to gain my trust. And I'm kind of with that. I don't want to say that I don't trust Ben Johnson, but I also don't want to say that I do trust Ben Johnson. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. There's a little gray area right there of how I feel about that. Because I do believe this season we're going to find out just how good of a head coach Ben Johnson really is. Because all the surprises are gone. People know what they expect from you, not just as a play caller, but as a head coach. Are you going to be able to take this offense and make it more consistent next year? If you're going to roll with this defensive plan that I personally think is stupid, this better be a top 10 offense at the absolute worst next season. So, not judging it off the players themselves, because we're just going off player to player, what skills they bring to the table and what potential they could reach. I think it was a fine draft if we're just going off the players and not need or what they bring to the team. The vision is what I have a problem with. So, Bang, I ask you, do you trust Ben Johnson, and what's your overall thoughts on the draft process?
So I'm glad that we waited to have this conversation about, you know, a couple of days after the draft. I do trust Ben Johnson. Um, DT was somebody that I pegged as somebody that I would love to be the first pick of the Bears. As I talked about last week, the only reason why I swayed from that was Mikey. But I was glad that we got the safety from Oregon as our number one pick. Um, Now, after that, it's like, okay, it was a little bit topsy turvy to me, especially with the pick of the tight end. I forgot my man's name that quick because I had it in front of me, but the camera
Was it
changed.
like Sam Roush or some shit
Yeah,
like that?
yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. That was when I was like, okay, what are we doing here? Somebody is going to have to explain that to me. You don't have to explain Logan Jones. Either he's your center of the future, and he might be your center of the day, depending on what happened in training camp. A lot of rave reviews when it comes to him. Sam Roush from Stanford. I guess we gotta love Stanford people because they're smart and everything. But that was the one that I was like, okay, what are we doing here? But when you talk about 13 personnel, I get it. That is strictly a Ben Johnson move right there.
Shout out to Stanford. It's a very
Yeah.
nice campus. I saw it
Um,
when I was out there in
Yeah,
February.
Savion Thomas.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, okay, what we doing with Valus Jones part two
Yeah, I was
now?
about to say it smells real Baylessy.
Yeah, it smelled real Valusy, fam. But when I get to that one, Malik Muhammad is a steal. I did watch a couple of Texas games, and I like him. And I remember drafting him, and I text my cousin, well, we got Tyreek Stevenson's replacement. I love him. And if Zach Frazier ends up what they feel like he could be too, and some of the others that's coming back after being injured last year, that means Tyreek Stevenson might not even make it past this year. He got a lot of work to do. And I like Malik Muhammad. I think that was probably the best pick when it comes to where he was picked and projections and all that. I think that was the best pick that the Bears made. Keyshawn Elliott, a lot of people loved him. A lot of people put him in a day two grade. They say he's a little bit slow, but we need linebacker help. I ain't mad at that. This Jordan Vanderberg pick, um, this pick seems like it's some smoke around it because a lot of people, when you talk to him, said that the Bears fell absolutely in love with him and was shocked that he fell down to six. There's a lot of people that said that they were shocked that he's probably the most athletic um, tackle in the draft with some of his numbers and everything. So, very interested to see that. And all of that could be smoke and mirrors when you draft somebody low and you didn't draft a edge. So it's like, yo, we got somebody on the line. We got to make them bigger than what people might think. So that could be a lot of smoke that's being fanned out there. But as I look at this draft, I'm not mad at it at all. We need more speed on defense, and we got more speed with Thinnerman. We got more speed with Malik Muhammad. Keyshawn Elliott, we'll see. Sam Roush could end up being Cole Kmet's replacement. I doubt that very strongly after them adjusting his contract right there. I don't think Cole Kmet goes anywhere anytime soon. I just don't think you draft somebody that's going to replace like your third string tight end that high. But this is also the same organization that drafted a punter with the fourth pick in the draft. But when you look at Dylan, Logan Jones, and Muhammad, I think this was a nice draft. I saw Matt Miller, said that this could be the draft that when you look back and the Bears win the Super Bowl, this is the draft that you point to. So we'll see. But I do trust in Johnson. I trust in Poles as well because the only thing that I could think of after the draft is I can't think of us drafting low or high all the time. Like if this was a draft that we normally have a top 10 pick, then I'm shunning it. But we're drafting saying that we're filling holes because we are a good team. So when I thought about it from that standpoint, I love this draft. And I trust everybody.
I mean, I hear all those points and I accept all those points. I just believe they have too much faith in the dudes that they got in this locker room. This defensive line is kind of like, you know, how your mother give you something, you're like, oh, this is not enough. And she like, make it work.
Yeah.
That's essentially what Ryan Poles is doing right now. Make it work. Which he's telling himself make it work because he the one who spent money on Grady Jarrett and Dio and all them last year, which we all kind of questioned at the time. Grady Jarrett missed half the year last year. When he was playing, not gonna lie, majority of the time, didn't know he was on the field.
Yeah.
We keep talking about Shamar Turner, the bars in hell. I thought he had an okay game or two, but I didn't see enough for me to say, oh, he's gonna go to the next level. And this is a guy we can't sign or draft anybody for, you know. And now he's coming off an ACL. So any progress he did have last year, he's starting from square one. Dio, same thing with Grady. Very rarely knew he was on the field. You put more pressure on Montez, which is crazy that somebody can have a 10 sack, 60 tackle season. I'm like, it was kind of quiet because a lot of those were unimpactful, which I know sounds insane because he put the numbers up. But I remember maybe two of them. Like I didn't even know Jervon Dexter had 6 sacks.
Yeah, he did.
That's how kind of useless they were. I don't think he's a starter. I think he's a good utility guy. And they are hoping that Austin Booker becomes some stud. I'm going to be real. I don't see it. I think at his ceiling, he is a really good rotational piece. So you put all of that together. And the question marks can Devin Bush, who you got from Cleveland, have back-to-back good seasons? Can TJ Edwards, who's going to be coming off injury, have a good season? If not, you got to rely on DeMarco Jackson, and you brought Jack Sanborn back. I think the secondary is the crown jewel of the defense. But your secondary is only as good as your defensive line and your linebackers allow it to be. And I have major question marks about that. I'm not saying that they're going to miss the playoffs. I'm not even really saying how many games they're going to win. I don't know. It's very early. It's May 1st. I'm just saying, you're playing with fire and you're playing the fine margins, expecting things to go a different way. And I'm not even saying go out there and get you Max Crosby or, tell Cleveland what you want from Myles Garrett. Those are like dreams I have. But you can even do so. I don't know why we didn't do the Bradley Chubb deal. I don't know why we still haven't given Cam Jordan a call. Like, there just needs to be a vet in the room. I just don't see this working in the slightest. And that's not even if you include injuries, which are going to happen. So that's what my hesitance is. And I really feel, I'll close it with this. I really feel in his head, Ben Johnson feels that the reason that the Bears didn't make it to the next level was solely because the offense was inconsistent. I think that's part of it. But that defense was god-awful, like terrible. And the amount of turnovers they got, that's not going to happen next year. The one-score games is just naturally not going to happen. It has nothing to do with the Bears. Look at the Chiefs. They won all the one-score games the year they went to the Super Bowl in 2024. Last year, they lost all of them. And I want to hit Patrick Mahomes hurt. No, they were already eliminated when he tore his ACL. Let's be very clear about that.
It were.
Like, I don't want to do any revisionist history, but Pat was hurt. No, they were done when Pat tore his ACL. So that's my fear for them. I think the only saving grace, I don't think the division got better. In fact, I think the division got worse. I think that Kyler Murray makes the Vikings maybe a win better. Like, I don't really think he's a effect win type player. Now, maybe he will be because you got a better coach in Kevin O'Connell. I'm not expecting much from that. Detroit got worse. Green Bay got worse. And we got worse, in my personal opinion. So I feel, if anything, the playing field is level where it's not like, this team's going to run away with it. So I do believe they'll be in it. But I really feel we're going to learn if Ben is a great head coach this year. So that's my questions.
The only thing that I'll add to that when it comes to the vet defensive ends, the vet edges, we probably won't see one of them get signed. We probably won't see one of them get signed until, I guess we could say, until we get closer to the season. Like, them the ones that's going to get signed closer to the season.
Probably like after June 11th.
Yep. That's when you can see a Joey Bosa or Cam Jordan or one of those guys signed.
Yeah, we'll see. I hope so. So, anyway, we're going to move. Oh, no, before I say that, so little birdie told me, keep your schedules open for May 11th. That's the rumor of when the NFL schedule is going to drop. So, hearing this from very reliable sources. And when I say I'm hearing this from very reliable sources, I'm hearing it from very reliable sources. I'm also hearing, keep your bags packed for Madrid. All right? I'm hearing it's going to be Bears-Falcons. Now, if I'm wrong, don't come back telling me I'm wrong.
No, that's what it sounds like.
Because I ain't Adam Schefter. But what I'm hearing is that we're going to be singing Holla Madrid in October. That's what I'm hearing.
That's what it sounds. You saw Michael Wilbon
talking
about that first
Michael
game
Wilbon, yeah. And then the third thing, this one I really don't like. I really hope it's not true. I'm hearing opening night, it's going to be Bears Seahawks in Seattle. Yeah, I hope to God that's not true.
Did that one, so yeah.
And then the other one I heard, week 2 at the new Buffalo Bills Stadium, starting off 2 road games. I pray to God that's wrong, but from what I'm hearing, that is not wrong. Okay, so this is what happens when you have a good team. You're going to be getting these primetime games. Now, the good thing is we play the AFC East in the NFC South. So if I'm going to get, let me get the one tough AFC East game out the way.
Yeah, get that out the way.
Let's get that out the way.
Get the dress out the way.
I don't want to play Josh Allen in November, okay?
And they got worse.
Yeah, and they got worse. Even though I fear a DJ Moore revenge game. I really do.
Like, I don't. Like, that Seattle game, I was scared to play Seattle. I did not mind losing to the Rams because I was like, Seattle going to whoop our ass.
I don't know. I was mad about that game for 2 weeks. In fact, I got madder when I got the Super Bowl.
I mean, yeah, but that Seattle game, I'm
going to tell you right now, final score, 33-17. Don't even turn the game on. Like, that's what it's going to be like. 33-17. Don't even turn the game on. Hey, that's how I feel.
Hey, look, that game, I was like, I don't know. But that Buffalo game, yeah, I am confident we're going to be in that one. That team ain't get better at all. And they got Joe Brady as their head coach now?
They do. Yeah, I forgot they got rid of Dermot.
I ain't that worried.
They said Mbappe on Soccer for Dummies. That would be amazing. He really can't speak that much English, but that would be great. I really do hope Madrid have a match that week, because if I can, hit a matchup, that'd be fun. But anyway, let's move on to the NBA playoffs. Last night, we had 3 game 6s. 2 of them ended in elimination. 1 advanced to a game 7. With the Sixers beating the Celtics 106-93. I will get to my beef with the Boston Celtics in just a minute. We got to start with the New York Knicks, man. New York Knicks, got to give credit to them, man. They started down 2-1 in this series, won 3 in a row, dominant fashion. I really like how the Knicks legends travel. Like, it was kind of cool. Like, you see like the stadium pull up, and I saw Cat coming off the bus and Patrick Ewing's like not that far behind him. I like how they have the alumni section over there with the Knicks, because that's just non-existent with the Bulls. But whatever, we're not gonna rant on them. But there was a point that this score was 72-22. Somebody needs to get fired. Like, have some shame. This is just Nasty work. Um, I I actually kind of feel watching how they ended this series and watching how the Celtics been playing the last couple of games. I really like the Knicks' chances to get back.
Oh yeah.
Said not really that impressive. The Hawks or Chiefs. Nobody's that bad, and the Hawks have been actually
Right.
really good post All-Star game, and also they
And
had
they
a
chose to play
2-1
the Knicks.
series lead in
And at
this
the end of the season,
series.
they was like, "Yo, we want to play the Knicks."
Yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't say the Hawks are cheats. Like, let's not sit up here and act like they was getting their ass kicked the first couple games. They had the series lead. But I do feel like the Knicks have a good chance to get back to the East Conference Finals now because look like the Celtics doing the same shit they like to do, just chucking up threes and missing them. I said the Knicks had the most pressure. You had said the Nuggets. We'll get to the Nuggets in just a minute. What do you think about what you saw from the Knicks in this series, and then as they wait to see who they face, Philly or Boston?
It's not what I did not expect. I expected to see what I saw. I expected the Knicks to win. I expected things to go well. I expected people to be in a panic, but I got what I expected. It's what may not have been expected, which might put the Knicks in the NBA Finals. Look at the Pistons and the Magic. We did not expect the Pistons to be dumping the bed like they are
I'm
against the
not
Magic.
100% shocked because I did say I thought the Pistons were a shaky number one seed.
Yeah,
and the
but
Magic had been in the playoffs for. I didn't think they'd be up 3-1 though.
right, we didn't think they would be up 3-1, 3-2, and the way they've been up 3-1, 3-2, like Jaden Duran has been nowhere to be found. So that's that piece. They are very shaky at this point. Cleveland and Toronto, okay, uh, right? It ain't been nothing. It's
Been a
not been
better
nothing
series than I
eye-popping.
thought, but it's still very much. If NBA TV was still showing playoff games, it'd be an NBA TV series.
Bingo. And then when, as you said, the Boston Celtics chucking up threes and missing, and you got the well-rested Paul George, playing like Paul George should play. Joel Embiid coming back from from what was that? What he had, an appendectomy surgery?
I don't
And
even know. He be inventing injuries. Who
yeah,
knows?
but he comes back and he hella decent. Tyrese Maxey, VJ, hella decent. Did not expect this, especially when you get the health of Joel Embiid. Did not expect this at all. And I would not be shocked if the 76ers pull off the upset and defeat the Boston Celtics in 7 games. Now, with that being said, do they have enough to beat the Knicks? Is going to be the question. It's almost to the point where I can't believe I'm about to say this, but whoever wins this series versus the Knicks will be the team that goes to the NBA Finals out the East. Because I do not believe in the Cavaliers. I do not believe in the Magic or the Pistons. I don't believe in the Raptors. And with Brandon Ingram dealing with some injuries right now, that looks like that series is going to be over. It's going to, in order for me to change my mind, James Harden is going to have to show us that everything we know about him in the playoffs is now
That's
wrong.
funny.
And I don't believe that until it happens.
Look, man. When I don't even know what the phrase is. This is when the dog shows you stripes. I don't know. He's not.
I mean, that's what it will be today.
Like
Like, I
he's
don't
not
look,
doing that.
Scott, I don't want to have to throw out the James Harden is the worst superstar video that I've been throwing out
He
every
might
time
be.
James Harden do some stupid shit for damn near 10 years.
I love how people are having revisionist history on his MVP season. Like we weren't there. It was only 8 years ago. Like
Yeah,
I remember them playoffs. All right, like like let's stop doing it. James Harden is a really good regular season player. He just can't cut the mustard in the playoffs. And then he'll go to a team, he'll be there for a year, then he wants to get a new contract. A team don't want to give him a new contract, and he finds his way to another team. That's the only reason he's in Cleveland right now.
and here's the thing, Scott. I actually hope that looking at what I'm looking at right now, I actually hope that the Cleveland Cavaliers make it to the NBA Finals for not only James Harden's sake, but the fact that they ain't went to a finals without
No,
LeBron. This would be
nobody
a
wants
great
to see
story.
that. I don't want to see Cleveland in the NBA
I
Finals.
didn't say I want them to win it.
The quickest way to get me fully into the World Cup is to put the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA Finals. All right, like I'm already hyped for the World Cup. I'll be watching group stage matches if the Cleveland Cavaliers make the NBA Finals. Nobody wants to see that. Donovan Mitchell is Dwayne Wade if Dwayne Wade had no talent. That's exactly like. Can we stop with the comparison with them? I would say this about the Knicks. If I'm a Knicks fan right now, if I'm the Knicks, I'd be feeling good right now
Yeah.
because the way the Celtics are playing, I feel confident that we can beat them again because the same way that they beat them last year, and I don't want to hear about the Tatum injury because same thing I said with Patrick Mahomes. They had that series lead when Tatum tore his Achilles, okay? What happened was they had multiple double-digit deficits, and because the Celtics like to just keep shooting threes that they're not good at, they let them back in there. That's how the Celtics have forced the Game 7. They did that twice. This series is supposed to be over. And the thing that annoys me the most about the Boston Celtics, two of your best players are 6'7", 6'8", 230 pounds. If y'all don't get y'all big ass to the basket and get to the free throw line, like I'm tired of it. All these threes, bro. I can take it if you're a good three-point shooting team. They're not. So if I'm the Knicks, I'm like, all we gotta do is take advantage of when they get cold. Not if, but when they get cold. You know? And then with the Sixers, let's be real. Yeah, Paul George looks rejuvenated. Embiid look great. Both of them can be out for 6 weeks for cutting their toenail. I covered Paul George for 3 years. I seen him healthy one day, and I'm walking the Staples Center the next, and I get a alert. He out for the series. You never know what's going to happen. So if I'm a Sixer fan, I'm just kind of like, hey, I'm just going to enjoy each game I got them. So if I'm the Knicks, I take this extra rest I'm getting, and I feel good. Because I look at it as just get one of the first 2 road games. Because it's very hard to beat the Knicks in Madison Square Garden. So that's how I kind of feel about that. Let's go to the team who you said was under the most pressure. The Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets found themselves down 3-1 in this series, but kind of got the gift of Anthony Edwards being out for the rest of the series, for Dante DiVincenzo tearing his Achilles, and then Ayo Dosunmu having a calf issue. They missed great portions of the rest of that series. They went to Denver, did not win in a convincing fashion at home, even without their star player, and then went on the road and put up a complete stink fest. Let's give some major love here to Jaden McDaniels. We all laughed at Anthony Edwards when he said, yeah, they got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels. Ain't so funny no more. He's a hooper. And I love what he said in the postgame. He was like, man, I don't care about that, yo. He said, I said it, and that's why I meant it. So shout out to Jaden McDaniels. I do not think they have a chance in hell against the San Antonio Spurs without those 3 players I just mentioned.
Hell no.
But this is good for them. But we got to talk about Nikola Jokic. We got to talk about him. You know Jokic is my boy, but I got to be fair. If I'm going to slander LeBron James when he folds under pressure or he doesn't live up to the expectations, if I'm going to go in on James Harden for not doing what he's supposed to do every year, and these are former NBA MVPs, and one is a 4-time NBA champion, I cannot let Nikola Jokic off the hook. Now, if you just look at the stats, you think, oh, his team didn't play well. He didn't. There were 4 quarters in this series where he went missing. Okay? He did not do enough. If you just doing more than box watching, you can't follow up the way he's followed up these last 2 seasons coming off an NBA championship. You just can't. Now, I'm not saying he's going to get the same dirt that LeBron or James Harden would get, because obviously he's LeBron James, and James Harden is a very polarizing figure. And let's be real, for the most part, people don't really care about Jokic as like a character. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and I don't even think Jokic cares. We could spend a whole summer talk about Jokic. He's gonna be in Serbia on his horses, living his life. He's not gonna care. But I feel our job, as people who watch these games and talk about it, we gotta be fair, and it's not enough. Like you just said, this comment, he's a cone on defense. You know what I'm saying? He don't even be trying. And I just feel like you need more from your best player. And losing to a series against a team that you lost to twice now. And let's not forget, when they lost to them 2 years ago, they blew an all-time lead in that second half. It was like 20, 25 points at home in a game 7. And then you lose them again with their best player, not even at the game. He was at the crib because he got to rest his knee that he's lucky didn't get shattered. So my question to you, you said this was the number one pressure team to you. Obviously, they didn't live up to the pressure. Where do they go from here, and what do you think the conversation should be around Jokic?
Hold on for a second.
Doing the Jeopardy music here.
Nah, my wife asked me a question. Like I think that's my auntie. You know, when you get calls for certain places, it's either happy birthday or somebody died.
Yeah,
So being it
100%.
is my wife's birthday today, happy birthday again,
And
man.
shout out to people who say happy birthday and don't try to happy birthday their way into a conversation. I'm not here for all that.
Yeah. So look, man, I said that the Denver Nuggets is the team with the most pressure, and it showed to me that they were a team with the most pressure because for Jaden McDaniels, we they talking about we need KD, we got Jaden McDaniels. For him to say what he said and do what he did, and Jokic couldn't do nothing about it. Jamal Murray was nowhere to be found. Aaron Gordon, guess we could say injuries. Where was the team? And you can tell it was something different with Jokic because this was the first time that I really seen Jokic be visibly frustrated. He's normally calm under pressure, no matter what.
He did say last night, if we were in Serbia, everybody would be fired.
Exactly. So they played like a team that was under pressure. They played like a team nervous. They played like a team that couldn't help out Jokic. And it's not like Jokic is going to be the best defensive player in the world. Rudy Gobert played probably the best defensive series in the playoffs that he's ever played. Jaden McDaniels played like the perfect number 2 for
And Shaq got to stop hating.
Yeah, Shaq got to stop hating now.
Give Rudy some love, man. I've watched Shaq my entire life, and there's 2 lies that Shaq likes to tell us. One, that he played defense, and 2, that he ever averaged 28 and 15 in the season. I'm sorry. It never happened.
So we got, and this is also why I'm like, yo, we got to cool out with crowning people. Because it's one thing, if you want to say offensively and all of those things, is Jokic is a top 5 center. I'm not mad at that at all, but just don't go too far. And this don't happen for those type of people. And this is what happens when you crown people early, because then when they don't perform or their team loses in the first round and then lose to a team that is without their best player, who is probably a top 10 player in the NBA, to lose to a team that let Jaden Daniels beat you, nothing against Jaden Daniels, to lose to a team like that, hey, man, Jokic is going. Oh, Jokic should get all of the heat. Because I'll tell you this: I was today years old finding out that Jokic has not beat a team that won 50 games in the playoffs.
Oh wow!
I was today
they
years
did
old.
Beat that bubble Miami Heat team in the finals. That's who they played.
Like when I saw this tweet and hearing people talk about how Jokic has never beaten a 50-win team. And I was like, wait a minute, what? I'm confused here. We doing what here? Wow. So when you add that, I'm not gonna say that their championship is fraudulent. I'm not gonna say that.
Nah, I ain't gonna go there far.
I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah.
What I am gonna say though is something that Kevin Garnett said Michael Jordan said to them, getting one is good, but that second one solidifies you. Jokic will never be as solidified as he wants or where we want him to be, or because he don't care. But Jokic will never be solidified by the media because he's not going to get that number two. Because he's not going to go nowhere else. He's not going to get that number two.
I think Jokic and Giannis are in the same conversation right
They
now.
are in the
The
same
only
conversation.
difference is only one of them cares, and that's Giannis. Like
Basically.
when Giannis went up there and did that post game, what was that? I think that was 3 years ago now. When he was like, if you don't win 1 year, is it a failure? I'm like, shut all that philosophical shit up. Like, you got eliminated, bro. It's a failure. Okay? When you win a championship and you've won as many MVPs as you've won, losing the first round is unacceptable. I don't care which way you want to slice it. Once you win the championship, there's higher expectations. I'm not saying you got to win the championship every year, but losing the first round to a team without their best player is inexcusable. Yep. I know 3-1 is tough, but the road is paid for you. Their best player is out. One of their best bench players is out. Their starting point guard is out. Ayo with the calf injury.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
It's no excuses there.
You supposed to win that game. You supposed to go 7.
No excuses. And the thing is, I know we all want equal opportunity slander, and that's why I made this topic. But we all know it's not gonna happen. Like I really ain't seen nothing last night or today as far as criticism for Jokic.
Here's what I would say about the media side before we move on. You only do that to people who care.
Yeah.
Jokic might care, but he's not going to be the person.
Jokic is on a plane to Serbia right now.
He's going to go to Serbia. He's going to complain over some vodka. He's going to chill with the horses. He's going to be with his brothers and his family members talking in the language that we do not understand. And when he comes back to America, they're going to be like, yo, you won all of these MVPs, but you only got one championship. Like, why? What is your problem? And he's going to be like, hey, we just got to play better. That is not going to affect him in a way that it will affect Giannis, like it would affect others. So that only works with people that's going to give it back to you. Jokic is not. And that's why it will never be an equal opportunity, because in order for it to be equal opportunity, the other person has to give you the emotion to care for that. Yeah. And that is just not going to happen.
And I will say this too, as an Arsenal fan, we have the same owners as the Nuggets. So I want to say, take all that money you was going to spend on the Nuggets and invest it in the club's attack this summer. Okay, because they don't deserve it. All right, you done paid Jamal Murray. You done paid all of them. Take your funding away from that team. All right, that's all I'm going to say about that. But anyway, let's go to today's games. We got 3 Game 6s tonight, kicking off in about an hour. Got Pistons and Magic in Orlando, Cleveland and Raptors in Toronto, and then Lakers and Rockets in Houston. I think we get one more Game 7 this weekend. We already got Sixers and Celtics tomorrow. I think Lakers Rockets is going 7. I do believe the Lakers will win Game 7, but I think this is going to 7. LeBron looked a little older these last couple games. Charles Barkley said it too. The longer these series go on, when you're an older player, we say, he looks great for 41, which he does. But longer series don't benefit the older players. And I really feel that if you look at the way Luke Kennard has been playing, he's not getting the same open shots he used to. Same thing with Marcus Smart. There's been a defensive shift on that. And you really can't expect that much from Austin Reeves, and he's still trying to get his feet under him after being out for so long. So I got Rockets winning now. These other 2 games, I think Magic closed out. I think I think Cleveland closes out tonight too. How many Game 7s we getting this weekend?
I believe that the Rockets are going to take it to Game 7, and I feel like if they take it to Game 7, they're going to win it.
Oh, so we're going to see history?
I think if they take it to Game 7, they're going to win it, fam. They're gonna win it.
That would be embarrassing.
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen.
But embarrassing.
We already getting the Celtics and the 76ers going to 7. Um, and I believe that Pistons Orlando are going to 7. So I got the Rockets, Lakers, the Pistons, Magic, and we're already getting the 76ers and Boston Celtics. I think that the Cavaliers are going to go ahead and take care of business.
Uh, Sixers, Celtics. Who wins? I got the Celtics in a close one.
I got the 76ers.
Hmm. Okay.
I got the 76ers. They're cold from 3. So I'm going to
Yeah.
go with them.
Not a hot take. Final thing we'll just talk about. I just want to give some thoughts on the Thunder and the Spurs since they have advanced. I just want to say about the Thunder. I love how everybody in media is doing this thing that we want to pretend like the Thunder not gonna go back to back. I think it's very clear. They're gonna go back to back. Okay. Shea is in his zone. This extra rest that they're giving J-Dub to heal that hamstring is gonna help tremendously. If the Lakers do get past the Rockets, what the Thunder are going to do to that team should be qualified as elderly abuse. Like remember how we talked about the Shawn Michaels Ric Flair moment? That's gonna be Shea to LeBron.
I'm sorry. I love
It's
you.
yeah, it's gonna be nasty, yo. Like even if they found a way to get Luka available, which he's not gonna play. Like it's to the point where JJ Redick ain't even giving updates no more. I wouldn't expect him the rest of the season. But even if they did find a way to roll him out on the court, I'd give him one game. This Thunder train is not being stopped. Spurs, I would say this one and only thing. Actually, I got two things to say about the Spurs. One is kind of a hot take. I believe that De'Aaron Fox is going to get sacrificed this summer to give that starting job to Dylan Harper. I
Oh,
truly
yeah.
believe that. And that's not a disrespect to Swiper. I think he's been good, been a great veteran presence on that team. But you can't hold a kid with that much talent that much longer. And I think they'll do that. But I will say this to the entire Western Conference and to the entire NBA, you better get this kid now. Because if you allow Victor Wembanyama to get not Lombardi, but a Larry O'Brien trophy this season, it's going to get dark. He is too good, bro. Like, just ridiculous. I love how this team plays. They're deep. Even when Wembanyama got hurt, they didn't miss a beat. I like it. And I think that Western Conference Finals that we get between them and the Thunder is going to be generational. And honestly, I think it's exactly what the league needs. Two young stars going at it. And the Spurs have had the Thunder's number in the regular season. So I think that'll be fun. Any quick notes on these two teams before we close this out?
Still sticking with my pick that the Spurs will be going to the NBA Finals over the Thunder. Like you
Okay.
said, that the Spurs got the Thunder's number, but it's going to be a generational matchup. This is going to be a matchup of the two young teams in the NBA that we're going to look forward to and that we're going to see for years to come. Um, I would love the Lakers to beat the Rockets and go up against the Thunder for the Ric Flair Shawn Michaels moment. I'm sorry, I love you. Because of this reason. It's the same reason that I told y'all last week about that changing of the guard.
Change to the guard. You need to do
That
what the
changing
Thunder
of the
did to
guard is
Kobe.
yeah, that changing of the guard is not gonna be the Lakers losing to the Rockets. That kills the changing of the guard. The changing of the guard is the Lakers losing to the Oklahoma City Thunder, and that change going from LeBron to Shea.
That's
So,
LeBron getting stripped by Lou Dort for the third time and Shea yelling, "Is this your king?"
so, so I would love for the Lakers to win for those reasons. But all roads lead to the Spurs versus the Thunder, 1 versus 2, a 7 game matchup within these two teams. I am excited to see that, and that is in my opinion, um, that is the only way a team in the East could win is if those two teams tire themselves out when they go up against them in the finals.
Yeah,
So if I'm the Knicks, don't be too try hard. Get this shit out the way against the Celtics or the Nuggets. Same thing with the Celtics. Don't be too try hard no more. Get in, get your rest, and go ahead and go about your day.
yeah.
Because
Because like you
if it
said, the
is
Eastern Conference Finals ain't gonna be the Eastern Conference Finals. You're gonna be playing Cleveland,
right,
Orlando, or Detroit.
so I'm excited to get the Thunder versus the Spurs, 7 games. I'll be watching that. Let's get it.
Yep. That's all we got for y'all today. Shorter show than usual, which these shows are gonna get shorter because the NBA playoffs, there's teams getting eliminated. We're past the NFL draft, so the NFL news is dwindling. So I hope Doncic is going to be on the team. So, I mean, all Laker fans are hoping. We haven't heard anything from JJ Redick. I don't expect him to be back, but who knows? We'll see. Like I said, even if he does play and they play the Thunder, that's one game. That's all I see, man. I'm just laughing thinking about DeAndre Ayton trying to handle Chet, and that's hilarious. But that's all we got for y'all. New 79th and Hallis is up on the Patreon right now. Soccer for Dummies is up on my YouTube. Bang. Anything you got coming? People need to look for.
Me being drunk this weekend.
Okay. That sounds fun. That sounds
Me being
fun.
drunk this weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds fun.
Celebrating 40. You know what I'm saying? And one is the start of May days. My wife's birthday is the day. Camp from the Port, his birthday is on the 12th.
There's a lot of May birthdays.
Yeah, it's a lot of May birthdays. My birthday on the 21st, but we kick everything off with the wife turning 40. So again, happy birthday. We're celebrating, you know what I'm saying, and all of that. And hey, you know, she's here with the old age, middle age, cricks in the knees, ankles waking up like, yo, what the hell is going on? Little foggy. You know what I'm saying? You go up in the kitchen, you forgot why you came in the kitchen in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
That happens to me a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
Now you old enough. Now you old enough to say you whippersnappers don't know nothing about this.
And cut on some old music.
Play some TLC and your kids look at you crazy because you. Who is TLC?
The comment says we're gonna have fun in Amsterdam. That sounds enjoyable. I wish I was in Amsterdam. I was in Amsterdam for 2 hours with a layover in between London, but I couldn't actually go travel the city. I have a baby shower to go to tomorrow. So
your brother got another one?
Yeah. Don't ask me why. I don't know.
Ain't this like 3?
Yeah, but I guess this is for the family here. They did the other one in Boston. I don't know.
So it was just 2?
I think it was 2. I don't know.
I thought y'all already had it.
I ain't been the one.
That's messed up, Scott.
I mean, I'm not. Okay. We're not going to say that.
Look.
My point is, I will be in the corner with an iPad yelling. Not yelling.
Hey, man, look.
But trying to figure out if 11, 22-year-olds are going to ruin my weekend.
Look, man, be a good uncle, fam.
Yeah, I mean, the baby's not here yet. There's nothing for me to do. But eat cookies and yell expletives at my soccer team.
You are really Larry David, fam. Larry David. That's some Larry.
The baby's not here. There's nothing for me to do. I'm not playing diaper games. Okay, I'm not doing none of that shit.
You really Larry David, fam.
As I told my brother, only you would book a baby shower doing a title race. There are bigger things at hand. My mental sanity for the next 30 days is on the line. I will be there
David. I'm just
with an iPad and whatever refreshments they've got there.
You're really the Black Larry David. You need to put that in your bio. Because what you just said was what you literally just said was only my brother will schedule a baby shower
doing the title race.
Inconveniencing me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Inconveniencing me and potentially watching my team win a championship.
Damn.
When the baby gets here in 6 weeks, then priority will jump. But for right now, let me enjoy my time. I'm not having to worry about anybody but myself. Okay? That's what I'm enjoying. So outside of that, it should be a good weekend. Let's hope. Because I don't want to be the dude for the next hour and a half of the baby shower and they ask me, what's wrong with you? Oh, nothing. I just let 11, 22-year-old millionaires ruin my weekend.
Do she got family here?
I think so.
Oh.
Come on now. How long have you known me? Okay. Answer that question.
I'm just saying, I can only imagine if your team loses and somebody from the other family tries to speak to you.
Oh, that's why I really hope they win tomorrow, man. I really do. Because I really don't want to be upset for it. Because at least when they lose, I get time to chill out. You know what I'm saying?
They lose.
I don't take team losses as hard as I used to. Like, it used to just ruin me. I used to be upset. Now, I have a drink, I chill out for a little bit, and tell myself life is bigger than sports. Like you didn't die because of this result. But if I'm out in public,
oh, don't lose, and then somebody come over and say, hey man, how's it going? Hey man,
what do you mean how's it going? We just lost at the 92nd minute and the title was on the line, okay? Like, and for those of you who have not watched soccer, I'll close this. Don't do it. I beg of you. There's no sport that will stress you more than this one. It's ridiculous. I cannot wait for this to be over. I got 30 more days, okay? I cannot wait for this over. Anyway, that's what I'm doing this weekend. And the worst thing is Pappy going to be there. So you know if they lose, he going to be laughing about how people going to be trying to talk to me when my team loses. All right? So that's going to be the fun thing. Anyway, say all to say this. Baby shower. Happy birthday to Bang's wife. Hope everybody have a good weekend. For those of y'all, you going to Amsterdam, enjoy your time there. And we'll holler at y'all next Friday, man. We up out of here on I'm Not Gonna Hold You.